Red wine with fish, white wine with meat. Wow! Each month we get emails asking about food and wine pairing, and I thought this November, seeing as it's autumn and a great time for lots of different styles of recipes, and everybody's in Europe indoors cooking a lot more, then I thought I would talk a little bit about the wines that we have this month and how they pair with food, because it's really interesting and it's really simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's very easy to understand, and basically we've got 3 white wines here, a rosé, and 3 red wines there, and depending upon the character of the wine on your palate, all you want to do is you want to match that character of wine on your palate with the food that you're serving. You don't want the food and the wine to mismatch. You want it to pair together on your palate and marry. And you've got to play Cupid with this kind of stuff. You know, you've got to bring them together. So basically we have 3 styles of wines here. We have light, medium-bodied, and a little bit more textured. So you could, for example, this could be, for example, Sauvignon Blanc, which is light and fresh and zesty. And then you could go on to a heavier sort of Chardonnay style. Well, with very light white wines, you want to have very light styles of food, so zesty, crisp, spicy, herbaceous styles of foods, light fish, sashimi, ceviche, that sort of light flavored wine. What you don't want to do with very light flavored food is put a big wine on there, because you just lose the textures and the character. As you develop through white wines and go to wines which, for example, might go through oak ferment and pick up vanilla and creaminess and more character and more fruit, then you want to build up the recipe, you want to build up the dish. So you would build up into fish like salmon or chicken or veal or light roasted meats with cream sauce, just dishes which are sort of on the center of getting heavy before you get to meat. Now there are some white wines which have got such strength of character that you could put them with roasted chicken and buttery dishes, and of course that's going more towards then a rosé style. Now rosé is made simply by using making a white wine but putting red skins in for a very short period of time, so you get this blush color, and what you get in the wine is a little bit of tannin, a little bit of structure on the palate, so you can have this with a little bit more structured food. Now in the summer, certainly in the south of Europe, everybody's drinking rosé everywhere, but it goes very well with fish. It goes also very well with salads and light roasted meat, so it sort of pairs very well with this sort of heavier white. Now when you get onto reds, you've got different styles of reds. We've only got 3 here. We've got a Gascony Cabernet Franc, we have a Sangiovese, we have a Shiraz. Now those styles of wines have quite a bit of character and are very good with quite heavy meat. They're very good with things like sausages and grills and fatty meat and stews and steaks. But of course when you come back from there, you could have Pinot Noir, which is a red style of red grape varietal, and that goes with the lighter styles of meat. So what you want to do is you want to fit the style of wine with what you're going to eat. Now Shiraz in particular is a red berried style fruit varietal, but the secondary characteristics of Shiraz are Indian spice, things like allspice, cinnamon, cumin. You have that little bit on the palate. So this goes beautifully with anything that's Arabica spiced, fatty meat, lamb curry. Once you get to something like a Cabernet Franc, which is a Bordeaux dry varietal, you're better having that with drier meat. So you're better having that with sort of filet, anything that's not got too much sauce on it, that's not overbearing, that's clean and non-fatty. So you can, of course, put meat into the white wine section and have your whites with meat, and you can have some of these wines with fish. If you were to eat a good strong baked cod, you could have that with a light red. You might want to chill the red a couple of degrees just to get it a bit cooler and a little bit fresher. But basically what you're doing is you're wanting to pair the wines with what you eat. And as we go into autumn, we're eating more soups, we're eating more winter vegetables, mushrooms, we're eating probably a little bit more because it's colder, we're sitting around a fire, we're eating more oven grilled food, and so this goes a little bit more towards a cooler climate, cold period food style. So reds come into play a little bit more. If you have any questions about anything to do with Brad's Wine, food pairing, how we choose the wines, I'll be delighted to hear from you. I hope this has put a little bit of an answer on the questions that we had about the food and wine pairing. Subscribe online with the best wine subscription service on the planet, and we really care about what we're sending to you in our boxes. bradswine.com.